Last night, launching week number 2 of the NFL season, the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Minnesota Vikings 28-34. But the win was not without controversy. Late in the first half, Vikings wide receiver Justin Jefferson fumbled the ball. It was originally called out of bounds, but the replay showed that he fumbled it in the end zone. The referees ruled it a touchback, and the Eagles then gained possession. With the original call, the Vikings would have had a chance for a touchdown, and the Viking fans not too happy today. But some good news after some really bad news for the newly minted Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers and the Jets fans. On Sunday, after about a minute of play, Rodgers was injured and limped off the field. On Wednesday, the quarterback had surgery to repair a torn Achilles tendon. Rodgers posted an Instagram story after his surgery saying, quote, "Surgery went great yesterday. Thank you for all the love and prayers and support, and thanks to the GOAT, Dr. Alatraki, and his staff for starting me on the road to recovery," end quote. Now, with Rodgers' injury on Monday night, the very disappointed Jets ruled him out of the rest of the season. But, the four-time MVP is now entirely ruling it out. On an appearance on the Pat McAfee show, Rodgers was asked if he can return this season. He said, "Anything is possible," referring to the famous Kevin Garnett quote. And meanwhile, Cleveland Browns defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz has an interesting request for his players. Schwartz is expecting them to have fun and is putting on emphasis on celebrations no matter the consequences. Note the NFL's rule book has penalties for excessive celebration and taunting. Before the season, Schwartz spoke with reporters saying in part, quote, "We're going to try to lead the league in effort. We're going to lead the league in passion for the game." Joining me, Audrey Garrett, mother of Cleveland's Browns defensive end Myles Garrett, who I think takes Schwartz's advice on passion since he had a big sack last week on Joe Burrow. That was this past Sunday in the Browns' win over the Bengals. And Angela Pride, mother of cornerback Troy Pride Jr., who are very happy, Angela, because we're following the news. Your son has just joined the Las Vegas Raiders. So thank you to both of you, and congratulations. All right, first to you, Audrey. We got to talk about Aaron Rodgers Monday night. Very disappointed. Were you watching it? Oh, lost the sound for, let me go. Angela, I don't have Audrey's sound, so let me go to you. Angela, see if I can hear you.
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. So I think we get probably Audrey may have her mute on. So you tell me, Angela, what you think about the Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, man, it was devastating to see him go down because there were so many fans there, myself included, really wanting to see what Aaron Rodgers was going to be able to do on Sunday Night Football. But I was so excited that the Jets defense, remember I said last week, defense wins games. The Jets defense won that game. Kudos to Zach Wilson, but, everybody came to see Aaron Rodgers, and it was devastating to see him go down. My husband actually called it and said that he tore his Achilles. I'm like, how do you know that? But my husband's torn his Achilles, so he was actually right. But it was an exciting game. I love the fact that, the Bills kind of came out gunning, but that defense would not die, and those 3 interceptions were just like the nail in the coffin.
All right, Audrey, we have your audio now. Your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers, as well as the fact that now the Jets have to play the Cowboys this weekend. Of course, the Cowboys embarrassed the Giants last weekend, but it was pretty bad. All right, tell me your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers. Is he coming back?
I don't think he's coming back. I think as more of his heart is willing, but his body's not going to be able. You hit 40 years old. I've hit it, and it's just not the same. And God forbid, he's a tremendous athlete, but time waits for nobody. And I just don't think he'll be back. I love Aaron Rodgers, but this was to me something catastrophic that he will not, come back from and be the same, not at his age.
All right, let me ask you, Audrey, I got you for the inside scoop on the game this Monday night, the Steelers game. Your son's going to be traveling to the Steelers. The Browns haven't done too well on the road with the Steelers, what's your prediction on the score this Monday?
28-7, Browns.
28-7. Okay.
But remember,
all right.
I'm 2-0 because I told you the Browns and the Cowboys would do well this past Sunday, and they did. I picked those two teams to go to the Super Bowl. So I'm going with the Browns, 28-7.
Cowboys look pretty bad. Okay, Angela, what's going on with the Chiefs? They're the Super Bowl champion, and they lost last week. What's going on with Mahomes and that team?
Hey, I think the Chiefs are going to be fine. Again, Kelsey wasn't in the game last week, so I'm going to chalk it up to that. I think they are the defending Super Bowl champs, so I think Pat Mahomes is going to come out gunning. I mean, he's coming, and and to go to Audrey's point, the Steelers got something to prove because they got beat up pretty bad last week. And so the Steelers is another team that you can't count out. I mean, they've not had a losing season. And so, I'm not counting them out. So it's going to be an interesting game, though, Audrey. I'm rooting for you, but just watch out for them Steelers.
Yeah, well, we were rooting for when he sacked when his son got that sack last week. It was interesting. All right, now a little trivia since we're talking about the Steelers. I know this will show my age, but do you know who Rocky Bleier is? The Steelers?
I do.
Okay, he went to my high school. I'm just going to brag. He went to my high school. That's all I'm going to say. He went to my high school in Appleton, Wisconsin. So that's my
Greta,
bragging.
Greta, unfortunately, I grew up with Mike Tomlin. We've been family friends forever. So it's that connection, and we still keep up in everything. But when my son goes out there to play, he goes to personally put the hurt on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right, Audrey, Garrett, Angela, Pride, good luck to your sons both this weekend. We'll see what happens and to all the teams. Thank you very much. See you next week.